Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Lakers Talk. Let's talk Lakers basketball. So I've been watching a lot of highlights of Bronny, LeBron James Jr., LeBron's son, AAU games, and I want to get my thoughts on what I think he will turn into when it comes to being an NBA player. LeBron James basically been getting a lot of slack lately for celebrating too much with his, over his son's AAU tournament game, whatever, a dunk that he did. He jumped out of his shoe and things like that, and all these little antics, and people kind of ripping him on Twitter. My thoughts on that, to be honest, let LeBron James do his thing. He knows that a lot of cameras are on him, and the thing is, when he's on the sidelines, he knows it's going to be on Twitter, so he's kind of showing out a little bit. But at the end of the day, LeBron James is probably one of the most respectable guys, respectable dads out there. The guy loves his kids, been with his wife for years, does family dinners every single night. I mean, are you kidding me? Let this dude have fun and show out a little bit. But he's one of the most respectable dads that I can see that's out there. So let LeBron James do his thing. But when it comes to his son, Bronny, I want to do another video on LaMelo too, like what my thoughts are on LaMelo, what I think he's going to turn into now that he's a little bit more developed. But I have some thoughts on that. LaMelo Ball, that is. Trae Young thinking that he's going to be a top 3 pick. I want to get my thoughts on that, but that's for another video. But LeBron James Jr., what do I think of him? So I've been watching him over the last year, watching him grow and watching him play at AAU. I've been very intrigued by him to kind of watch him a little bit closer, to think, is he freakish like his dad? Like, is he that type of player? Is he going to be that? And short answer is this: he's not his dad. He's not freakish from what I can see, from 13-year-olds to, he's just turned 14 years old. But when you compare him to other 14-year-olds in the AAU circuit, he's not freakish like that. There are other guys his age that are more freakishly athletic than him, that have more grit, if you will, that just are a little bit just better freakishly athletic than he is. He's not there yet, but I do think he's going to be really, really, really good as an NBA player. I think he's going to be, if you want to compare him, I think he's going to be a Malcolm Brogdon type of NBA player. Malcolm Brogdon, if you have not watched Malcolm Brogdon play, go watch him. The dude is fundamentally sound. Malcolm Brogdon is 6'5". I believe Bronny Jr. will get up there about 6'9", to be honest with you. The point is, I'm not comparing them to the same type of positions, but I think when you think of a Malcolm Brogdon, somebody that gets to the NBA level, that is an integral part of a team, that is fundamentally sound all around, good size, can play both ends and all that. I see Bronny Jr. as being that. I don't see him as being this freakish athlete that's going to be a blue chipper top 3 pick. I think I see him around, probably, 13, 14, 15 pick possibly, but because he's LeBron James' son, he might get picked a little higher than what he normally is. The thing is that I see in Bronny, that I see, this is just my thoughts on kids these days. When you come from the dirt, you have a chip on your shoulder that you cannot teach. When you come from grit, when you come from the slime, when you just come from nothing, and you have the whole world on your shoulders, like moms who's working 8 jobs, whatever, to support you, pop's not there and all that stuff. You have this grit about you, this chip on your shoulder as an athlete, these kids, and you grind it out. The world is against me, God is on my side, and you grind. And that's why you see a lot of these kids just become animals, and they just become beasts. Like they turn into beast mode, and they just become freakish athletes, right? And they get to the top. Yeah, obviously you do have kids that are from great homes that get to the top as well. But what I'm saying is, the kids that come from the street, that's just gritty, they have this grit, the chip on their shoulders, where you see it early. You see them have this, call it Kevin Garnett, Mamba mentality, type of attitude about them, and they're just grinding. You don't see that in Bronny, because he doesn't have to, the kid comes from a rich family. It is you cannot fake that grit, that grind, whatever, right? Most of the time you see it when you have a kid that has something to prove. He's just going through the motions, right? He's going through the motions. He's got the genetics on his side. He's I think he's like 14 years old. And I believe I see him around 6'1". I think they measured him at 6 feet. He's 6'1", and the kid's just gonna start shooting up when he gets 15, 16 years old. He's gonna, put on 3, 5, 6, 7 more inches. He's gonna be around 6'8", 6'9", like his dad size. So he has that about him. But he doesn't have this gritty, like, I'm beast mode, better than you type of attitude right now. And that's just because when you come from Silver Spoon, it's hard to teach that. You have to work extremely hard. You can't fake it. And he doesn't need to grind as hard as somebody from the streets. And so what you have is a kid who comes from like, when you look at LeBron James' childhood, I mean, are you kidding me? This dude was a freak, right? And he was just like beast, right? His son is not anywhere near that, in my opinion, but his son is going to have the size on him. He has the training, he has the skill level, and he has the support system around him to become a really, really good basketball player. I consider him, if I'm going to measure him, if you think in 2K, I'm thinking like 84 a rating right now in terms of Bronny, in terms of like his age group. He's an 84. He's not like a 96. He's not like a blue chipper in my opinion, but I think he's like an 84 with the ability to get to like 87, 88, 89, possibly 90 in his career, rating wise, if you want to like rate that type of player. But I see him as a Malcolm Brogdon, a kid who's gonna get to the NBA, who's gonna be valuable for a squad, who's gonna make a lot of money, and gonna be really good. He's not gonna be this max. I don't see him as a max type player. That's going to be like that 1, 2, or 3, that A, B, or C type player. That could very well change, to be determined. But I see him as a really good NBA player. Because he's a really good 14-year-old for his age group, but just very fundamentally sound. He's got the good size on him, and he's going to continue to grow up to what, 6'8", 6'9", I believe. If not, he's going to be definitely around 6'6", 6'7". So he's got that advantage on him that you can't teach. He's got the genetics on him, but he just doesn't have the grit, grind, that grittiness that I think that you see in some of these other athletes. That's just like, he just cut from another cloth, like I don't see that in him, but I see him as a Malcolm Brogdon. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think Bronny Jr., how he's going to turn out? You think Malcolm Brogdon is a kind of like a good type of comparison in terms of like his style of play and what he might end up being, like an 83, 84 rating, something like that? Hit me up. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MikeSportsLA. Holla at you guys. Peace.